This is Kenny with Just the Right Angle, doing a new broadcast. Y'all can find me at Just the Right Angle on Rumble, as well as YouTube, Keep Arkansas Lingle. Also, this will be made into a recording onto Podbean, where you can listen to this. This is just kind of a news story. I know there's a lot going on in the news, especially with the Republican Party of Arkansas. Still waiting to see what happens regarding the certifying of electors, or if that's going to mean anything. Of course, there was somebody that did try to kill President Trump. It's likely some other, I guess what you call operative in the deep state. Lots of stuff going on, but I also do want to focus on some things that why this stuff matters to people, why it matters to you, how to get on a local level and deal with issues that affect you. Wind energy has been a scam for decades. This is a one of these renewable energy scams, and sadly, Arkansas is going to get its first wind farm. 2 more in the works. I'm not going to read this whole story here, but these are the locations they're going to be at: Nimbus, Crittenden County, Cross County, and Greene and Carroll County. Now, most of these are generally, Arkansas is for the most part a red state, and most of these are in red areas. The blue areas are near Fayetteville, Little Rock, and Pine Bluff, and then a few other delta areas, maybe along here, Memphis, so maybe long grain wind may be in what's called a blue part of the state. But here we are, Arkansas is, we're next to last in education still, even with the reforms done with Arkansas Learns. A lot of reforms are need to go. And of course, if you follow me, you know the reason why. We have not dealt with the organizations that keep Arkansas down. The Arkansas Association of Counties, the Chamber of Commerce, the Municipal League, these various bureaucracies. The real reason why Arkansas has been dead last for decades under Democrats and is still so under Republicans. Now, right now, Arkansas, as you mentioned, as I've said before, is a Republican supermajority. So why is there green energy projects going on in Arkansas, even though they are a scam? And I'll tell you, here's an example. Of course, on my broadcast, I show the pointlessness in having to reduce carbon. Carbon is 0.4% of the Earth's atmosphere. This graph doesn't even show you is that carbon is only man's contribution to that carbon is less than 5%. So it means nothing. If we were to Thanos glove all of the carbon that man has ever made, it wouldn't make a hill of beans a difference in terms of the climate, the atmosphere. But the wind energy in of itself is a scam. Most people know that solar is a scam. We remember Solyndra, A123, where millions of dollars in taxpayer funds were given to organizations, buddies of Barack Obama. Then these organizations would oftentimes go bankrupt. There is footage of solar panels being thrown into dumpsters, and we somewhat vaguely remember these. And I'm opposed to any taxpayer-funded solar industry happening too. But this is an example here in Australia. This is from Pelham on Twitter X. The Alexander Nichols, former federal government policy advisor, say Australians are paying over $600,000 per wind turbine per year in subsidies. Subsidies paid to offshore wind companies is costing $40 billion a year. Farmland is leased for $12,000 a year, but if a turbine catches fire, which does often happen, a farmer is liable for damages on neighboring farms. This explains why Australian energy prices are some of the highest in the world. And you can listen to that. I'm not going to play that audio for you. But this is you can see here where to find this. Bottom line, here's another article, costs and predictions and outcome. This is from the Global Warming Policy Foundation. Wind costs of offshore wind is high and barely falling. There was actually another post I saw on Twitter X, who's somebody who did the math. Here we go. I'll share this. Bounce back and forth. Now, this is from Al's Integrity. Now, Bow and Chris scaring people with 26 something for reactor. Let's do some numbers. Here's how much for a nuclear power plant. And then show how much wind turbines. and you have to do all these replacements for this, and he's doing the cost of how much it would take. And there again, it doesn't add up. I mean, it costs so much in terms of fossil fuels and money to run, update, and maintain these wind turbines. If you type in wind turbines falling apart, you'll see just videos on TikTok and YouTube about these things. These are a scam. So again, why is this happening in Arkansas? Well, here's part of the reason. I'll go to this, back to this article. You see, the Nimbus Wind Project is the only one that is currently facing organized opposition, but is expected to proceed. Why? Because nobody found out about this. Here's part of the problem is you never get town halls. The same thing with these crypto mining facilities. These facilities were up and in operation before anybody knew about them. That's not an accident. You would think with multiple TV stations and 24/7 news, you would know about this, but you don't. And then, some people there, among other things, opponents are concerned about possible water well contamination from the construction, because it takes a lot of concrete to make these things, and it also takes a lot to maintain them. They have to be oiled. David Ryder, the county judge in Carroll County, who will be paid by Scott. You can't grow a goat there of the rugged terrain. Yeah, he speaks on behalf of all of them. I mean, you can't grow a goat there. Goats can eat almost anywhere. I don't believe that. I don't believe in this area that's going to have 30 wind turbines that nothing can grow there. Why don't Mr. Ryder put it in his own backyard then? They're going to fix our roads that are rough. No, you can lower taxes, stop wasting money on stupid pet projects, which I know is done in every county, and you can fix their roads that way. Argentina did that. Their economies, their stock market's up 44% since they got rid of bureaucracies. And then, of course, he slanders the people that are against the Carroll County wind farm. He claims a lot of them are from overseas into the country, even though a lot of times these corporations that do these are oftentimes from out of the town. I mean, if it's the first Arkansas wind farm, it's probably going to be from people that are out of state. And so there is a little bit of mention of opposition, but it's nobody that's local. And they tout job creation. These are what we call green jobs. And then a bunch of investments, meaning they're going to bribe certain people in order to do their operation. And of course, this is done with Entergy, the U.S. Department of Energy, with the people that we pay for. The Office of Energy and Efficiency and Renewable Energy. That's another office that I'm sure you pay for. That's on your that's in some fee you find on your electric bill. And they get some professor to talk about why people oppose wind projects. Why don't you actually talk to someone who opposes them? Your whole article, you never could find someone. And you'll notice this with these media. They just talk about people that oppose leftist ideals. They never talk to them. Dirty fossil fuel projects. Climate change, which is a lie. But they'll never mention that. Now, you have not been strongly welcomed. Where can we see that? Where's the town hall? We have seen zero indications of anything like what the author described. We have been strongly welcomed in the community by people of every type, by government officials at every level in Arkansas. But you said earlier you had opposition. Now you didn't do town halls on these things, and you didn't tell them the facts. So here we are, we're fixing to get scammed again with Wynn. By the way, this so here's one of the companies, Cordial Power of Toronto, Canada. So again, if you have lots of money, they don't care you're from out of state. Out of state only becomes an issue if you're opposed to some leftist ideology and you don't have a lot of money. This one's a North American development arms of Vestas. Now, I don't know where the other one is. But if you wonder why is this happening? Why do other things like this happen? And well, this is an article from Conduit that I've shared before, and it explains why this sort of thing happens. The Republican Party is sadly run by globalists